another one. What else? Yeah. It's a beautiful brand new day. My sending Yakop on WhatsApp. We really go very reply Tuesday. Me that's what think we man mean with yeah, that be the taste of grace. I see me so bolona men no more better than any ace of spades.
Hello, welcome to Let Me Talk My Scitte. I'm your host, Dr. Kweku Ananse. Yes, I'm a doctor. I am a doctor of philosophy. This is the show where we get stuff off our chests. If there's something that needs to be said, we say it here. So sit back, relax, and lend us your ears. This is episode 1. I give you praise, oh bro. You deserve all the glory, bro.
You know I used to put the blame on God.
Today's topic is about a bill that was put forth in Parliament in Ghana. So for those of you who don't know about Ghana, Ghana is a small country in West Africa. It used to be called the Gold Coast. In sports, if you follow soccer like I do, Ghana is a team that frequently faces the United States at the World Cup. I believe they faced them in 2006 and in 2010. They have some notable players such as Michael Essien, who used to play on Chelsea, and Jordan Ayew of Crystal Palace in the Premier League. So why am I talking about this little country in West Africa called Ghana? They recently introduced a bill to their legislative body. The bill is called the Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights in Ghanaian Families Bill. So, we're going to be talking gay. This bill has caused a stir on social media among the African diaspora. So I thought it very interesting to address it. Before I get too in-depth into this, let us introduce our panelists for today. We have here with me Mr. Simple. He's the common man, representing the common man. How are you doing today?
I'm good, and yourself?
Whew, not so bad. So tell me, why do they call you the common man? Is that like an alias?
No, it's actually a given name. I grew up in West Africa and grew up in a farm there, so I grew up from the ground up. So I decided to live like that the rest of my life, and everything I do is from the ground up.
Okay, that's interesting. Mr. Simple, did your father give you that name, Simple?
Yes.
Funny guy, that guy. But I've heard of interesting names in West Africa, so I'm not surprised. Because you say you are West African. I've heard of a blessing and a favor. Oh, I need one for my kids. I need like money. I should name them money. Or like dollars, you know.
We always name ourselves what stuff we can't have.
Yeah.
We got Lexus.
Yeah. So, okay. What should listeners expect from you?
Simple answers.
And we also have here Madame Starry.
Hello.
She's a witch doctor having a residency with us here. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good.
Yes. So, are the stars aligning for me today? Because I've heard I've heard some talk backstage that you can do some miracles. You know, they say do some potions and stuff. What are you?
Yeah.
Tell us about yourself.
I absolutely can do potions, and yes, the stars are going to align for you.
Oh, thank
Yes.
you. You heard that, listeners. So I'm gonna get that car.
Not
Our
a
student
car.
loan is gonna get forgiven. Okay, so tell us about yourself.
Well, I've been studying traditional medicine for years, traveling across the Americas and the South, Central and North America, learning from indigenous people. I also lived in Africa, also studied traditional medicine in southern areas as well as West Africa, including Ghana.
Okay, so you've been around, know your way. So
I do. I'm
you
actually
kind of
African.
Oh, you're African.
Yeah, I'm
oh, okay.
African.
African. Okay, that's a new
Yep.
one. You African.
Yeah, I'm also part Native American.
Oh, interesting.
Yes.
But thank you for joining us.
Oh, you're welcome.
So today we're gonna discuss this bill. In this small country in West Africa, Ghana, you know, they make about, I don't know the exact figures, don't quote me. They make about 60% of the world's cocoa. They make chocolate. I saw it one time on that fair trade cocoa bar. I was like, Ghana, made in Ghana. I'm like, wow, who are these people? Well, in February, of 2021, I came across this article about this LGBT event that happened in Ghana, and these people got arrested. That's when I first, kind of focused on this story that I'm going to talk about. They got arrested because, they had European observers, and for this African country, it just seemed like they were legalizing homosexuality or LGBT rights. It just seemed like they were legalizing something that was not supposed to be by just having meetings. And they were arrested. I think there was a movement like Free the Whole 21. So it was quite interesting. I was like, what's going to happen to these people? And then suddenly I hear there's a bill out. But this bill is so interesting I had to share it. You guys would love it. So let's talk about the bill. Okay. So this bill, I'm going to say the name again. The Promotion of Proper Human Sexual Rights in Ghanaian Families Bill. Interestingly. So, this bill makes it a felony, punishable up to 5 years in jail for saying you are a lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual. It also criminalizes indecent exposure like cross-dressing, holding hands, public displays of affection by homosexual individuals. This bill criminalizes affirming, saying that you are lesbian, gay, bi, transgender, queer, intersex, asexual, anyone on that spectrum. Wow. It says that we're going to give you 5 years. And then it says indecent exposure, like cross-dressing, holding hands, kissing out in the streets, that sort of stuff. We're going to give you 5 years for that too. It makes it a felony, chargeable up to 10 years for supporting LGBTQ using any medium like social media, print, outwardly just being an ally. There's a few parts to this bill I'm going to mention because I found interesting. It says, ban on same-sex marriage and marriage to someone who has undergone sex reassignment. So that's saying that a man cannot marry a woman who used to be a man. And LGBTQ persons not to be granted application to adopt or foster a child. I've been told this bill is more than likely to pass because most people in this country are conservative and it's enjoying broad support. So this bill is controversial, and I thought, who better else to help address this issue than a panelist? I'm going to start here with Madam Starry. Let us know. Let me know. Mm-hmm. Let our listeners know.
Okay.
Let Mr. Simple know.
Okay.
What do you think?
I think it's
about
crazy.
This bill?
It's crazy.
You couldn't even wait for me to finish.
No.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, it's crazy. I can't believe we're even talking about this.
Why? What makes it crazy? Enlighten me. Okay. Enlighten us.
First of all, when we look at the history of where this bill came from, it's not even Ghanaian.
Oh, the history.
Yeah.
So tell us the history. Where did this bill came from? Because I think it just got introduced in 2021. So where do we find history of this bill at?
Well,
are you seeing some incantations of the past with this bill? Where was it introduced? Let us know.
I am. So in the 1960s, there was a law called unnatural carnal knowledge. The same people who were oppressing Ghanaians, stealing their gold, enslaving their people.
Well,
hold
up, Mr.
Those
Simple.
are the ones who made this law.
Mr. Simple, just a quick side note. Before we get into it, do you believe that the British have a law in this country? I never heard of it. Do you believe that the British have a law in this country against homosexuality already?
First of all, I think it's an insult to the Ghanaian people.
An insult, you say?
Saying that they're not capable of writing the proper law to withhold their own traditions and values.
So who wrote it?
I cannot tell you the source. I wasn't there when it was written.
But you don't say it's the British?
I say if it's put into law by the Ghanaian people, they have an influence.
Okay. You guys can decide it later and tell me no. So let's go back to that. So this so-called law written by the British that exists for these Ghanaian people. Okay.
Yes.
And that law was the one that says this. So what does that law have to do with this bill?
Well, this is the current law in place, and the bill that they're trying to pass is building off of the current law. They're adding to the law that's there.
So the bill is adding to the law that's there.
Yes.
Wow. So if the British did
it's just a good thing.
Oh.
Okay, we'll get to that.
Wow.
Hey, we will get to that. We'll get to that. Let me try to understand.
Think it's terrible.
Hey, let me try to understand these British people's role in here. I'm saying that you telling me this conspiracy that these British people came and gave these Africans some laws.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what proof do you have to back that? Because he never heard of it, and he think that they did this, the African people did this. So tell us.
Well, there's proof everywhere. They left a whole trail everywhere.
Trail
the
of
British,
what?
Of this
Trail of tears?
Of this stupid law.
Okay, where?
Yeah.
Where else do you see that law? Show me some evidence.
Everywhere the British went and they colonized, you can go to India. Right?
India?
You can go to Uganda.
Uganda?
Yep, you can go and.
So you telling me there's a
same
law that they say the actual words unnatural candy?
The
you
same
saying that?
words.
Okay, guys.
Copy and paste.
You guys could check it out and let me know because I'm kind of intrigued. I want to know. I might do this research later, but unnatural candy knowledge, right? That's what you call it.
Unnatural carnal.
Carnal knowledge. Unnatural carnal knowledge.
Yeah.
Okay, that's big words for me, you know.
This girl is so dangerous. She's dangerous.
Yes, where the British went, you'll find the law. Just follow the British.
Okay, look, we're not going to have the argument here. I'm not a historian, and I'm going to ask Mr. Simple, and I think you've not heard nothing about that either, right?
No.
Okay, I have not heard about it either, so I'm not a historian. He's not a historian, but we'll trust you with that information here,
Okay.
and we'll move on from this. Well, okay, I'll come back to you, but let's go here, because he had some strong views. Mr. Simple, what were you saying before? You said, you know what? Keep that law? Keep that bill, sorry, yeah.
Keep the law because it focuses on our cultural values. You know, culturally we believe that marriage is between man and a woman. So
A man and a woman, okay? So fundamentally, you just saying it's a man and a woman, so nothing
I'm
else.
all for this law, and there are certain parts that I disagree.
Hold on, let me ask you real
but-
quick. So, a man and woman, because I think she was talking about unnatural candy knowledge, right? And what that,
Unnatural carnal.
can you
knowledge.
define that again?
Yeah. So it makes it a crime for consensual same-sex sexual acts between males. And they also describe it as a sexual intercourse with a person in an unnatural manner.
Okay, so that's
With
That's
an- or with
interesting
an
there.
animal.
So that's what I was about to say. Are you okay with married couples engaging in sex in an unnatural manner?
Not publicly, no.
Not publicly. Okay, so we say what goes in the bedroom stays in the bedroom.
Right.
Okay, so now then we'll go back to it then, because I just wanted to see if it will kind of connect with that over there. So then you do support this law, because then that would say this law supports the idea that married couples should not be doing stuff like that. So you're saying that this bill that has come even before this law, that you argue that what's called Africans came up with,
Yes.
this bill is right. Why is this bill right? Because it supports family values.
Right.
So marriage is between a man and a
And
woman.
a woman.
And why do you say that?
In order to have a stable household, so your kids don't turn up traumatized by seeing indecent acts such as a homosexual couple raising a child.
Whoa, so you saying, so hold up, because I was just talking about the family itself, but you saying that for the community, it's not just, you and your kids. You
Right.
saying that your kids could get traumatized by seeing indecent acts outside. What
Right.
could traumatize your kids so much?
Working all your angles.
Seeing unnatural behavior that they're being raised on.
Unnatural
Does it-
behavior. What do you have to
Right.
say with that, Starry?
I say I need a better definition. What do you mean by unnatural?
According to our ancestors and our cultural teachings.
Are you saying...
Seeing an unnatural act on a
Oh, so you're
daily
talking about the
basis.
indecency in the bill?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're supporting that because the kids don't have... So what is unnatural that you don't want your kids to see? Let me just hear this.
I know
I mean, if your kids weren't living in Ghana, what's unnatural that you really want them to see?
the homosexual acts in public.
Okay.
I don't want my kids to see that.
Okay.
Right.
What do you say to that?
I still don't know what you're talking about. What are we needed a concrete examples of?
So what are you asking?
What?
You asked them to find out what teachings that you're trying to preserve?
Yeah, or like what is it that it would traumatize your children to see what's like? What are we talking about?
So you're saying, what did the kids see that the ancestors told them was bad to see?
Yeah.
What are the kids looking at that the ancestors have told them that a kid should not be looking at?
What's been implanted in everybody's mind for decades. Seeing a stable household, we know it to be a father, a mother, and the kids.
So the traditional
or
household,
sometimes
yeah.
the grandparents or
Yeah. Also,
et cetera.
what do you call it? Nuclear family and an extended family, like I learned in middle school.
right.
Okay. So I get your point. Okay, let's move off this point. Let's not beat a dead horse. Let's move on here. So you've given us some history. He's told us about his traditional views. Tell us, why else do you think that this bill here should not pass, dear Parliament?
Well, when we're calling this bill, right, or they call it Ghanaian Family Values Bill.
Yes, it's a big name. Yes,
it is.
Yes.
And
Promotion of proper human sexual rights and Ghanaian Family Values Bill. Yes,
which is a proper name.
Yes,
I agree.
Name.
I absolutely
Seems
agree.
better.
But what is a Ghanaian family? You mentioned, the mother, father,
yeah, he
grandparents.
said the traditional family,
right.
The African family should be.
But also in Ghanaian, we have other forms of families.
Oh, what you talking about? The extended family with the grandparents, like you said?
I'm talking about something else.
What else? What else can
I'll
it
say
be?
this, the one that everyone. I'll let you
Let me know. Let her talk.
Okay, well, let me give you a simple one. Polygamy. That is also another form of Ghanaian family. Right?
I guess.
The Muslims.
Don't certain tribes do it, polygamy?
Yeah, but
in Africa,
still that head of a household.
Okay, so then he still goes back. That traditional family values exist in polygamy. So what are you talking about now?
I'm giving you a basic example before I give you the real example.
Okay.
I'm giving you the taste so you can taste the bitter medicine coming out.
Okay.
Right? Yeah, because you're not ready for this.
Let us know.
Ghana. Are you ready?
Okay.
In Ghana, it is a traditional culture of the Nzima people.
Nzima people.
To marry, men marrying men.
Oh.
Women marrying women.
Wait.
This is Ghanaian culture.
That sounds like legalized gay marriage before Obama did that and the Supreme Court did that.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
Same-sex marriage in Africa?
In Africa. In Ghana.
Does that exist?
Absolutely.
Hold up, before you keep going, do you believe that? Because she seems to be, just tickling us fancy right here. Like,
I'd like to know more.
Okay.
I don't know if I believe it right now.
Okay, let us know more. The common man does not believe this. Let us know more.
First, we have to understand, as African people, we have diverse forms of marriages, and it's not only based upon procreation or sex.
No.
Dangerous. She's dangerous. Something like some angel dust.
So let me talk about the Nzima, right? And this is something anyone can look up. It's common knowledge, okay? So with the Nzima, the marriage between a man and a man is actually the highest form of brotherhood.
Whoa.
Right. So it's actually when
Gayborhood? No, brotherhood.
Brotherhood.
Okay.
There's no gay, there's nothing homosexual about it.
Okay.
There's no sexual acts at all. It is a marriage of souls. So in African culture, we have spirituality. We have souls. We see each other as souls.
So you talking about spirituality to do with homosexuality? No,
there's no homosexuality in what I'm talking about.
Okay.
That's an English word.
Okay.
We're talking about African culture.
Okay.
Right.
The girl is so dangerous. Dangerous. Something like some angel.
So explain.
Right. So we understand souls, okay? And souls can be bonded and connected to each other. I'm sure you listeners out there, have you ever had an experience where you met someone and it felt like that person was a sister or a brother to you? You felt like they could be even your family member, right? That bond you have as a soul with someone else. Soulmate, soul sister, soul brother. So African culture, this is common. We know about spirituality.
So what does this soul sister stuff have to do with this bill? Are you saying here that... I'm saying
it's African culture, men marrying men and women marrying...
You're saying that we're already doing this stuff culturally. So then this is kind of a rebuke to you, saying the traditional values. She's saying that this is in our culture. Do you believe it or not?
Intent, I guess it's the intent behind it. If like she was saying, friends holding hands because they've been friends for a long time, and
so you're saying that's okay?
Yeah, because we all know what's going on. They're friends.
So that's why you mentioned intent.
Right, it's intent, and we know when it's outside of the intent, it becomes a normal. You doing what we see as homosexual.
So that's what I was about to say. You saying that these men marry men and not homosexuals?
I don't know too much into that, but I'm saying the intent is what matters.
So you believe that they don't intend to be homosexuals?
I don't know that. I'm saying their intent is what matters.
Okay.
Like what
So
people,
okay, I see what you're saying.
Right.
So now, okay, let me not put words into your mind.
Right.
You're saying that if they intend to do it for friendly ways, that's fine. But if they intend to do it for homosexual, and I see that goes back to your point. You're saying that they're doing it for friendly ways, or are you saying they're doing it for homosexual ways? I was not sure.
It's complicated. So.
Oh, okay. So it's complicated. It's more. So educate us. Educate us.
We have to understand the spiritual part of this. Okay.
Oh, there is a spiritual part of this.
There is a very deep spiritual part of these.
Have you ever heard about gayness and spirituality?
No,
Excuse my language. I just have to put it bluntly because I was surprised.
I'd like to hear.
I would like to hear more about this
And
spirituality.
it's so important that we understand this, because if we don't, we just hold on to these Western ideas of homosexuality. So with the Nzima people, and I like to use them as an example because it's already been written. It's a lot of information about this already. And people can just look into it in Google and find the answers.
Some angel dust. The girl is so dangerous.
Give us another reason why you think that this bill should be passed.
To actually punish those who are actually engaging in this abomination.
Why do you call it an abomination?
Because the Bible says so. The Bible quotes that, homosexuality is an abomination in Leviticus.
What did Jesus say though? What's the most?
Oh, who? Oh, Jesus. Okay.
Yeshua.
Okay.
What is the most important thing of all the commandments of everything? What did Jesus say?
What did Jesus say? He said a lot of things.
He
Jesus said,
pertaining to what? Homosexuality?
I'm talking about love.
Okay.
Jesus said above all things, love is the most important.
Okay. Before we get on to love, let's get back to the homosexuality here and what he was saying here. He said, you were talking about punishing these people. Why do you think they should be punished? Why does it affect you?
I mean, because it's taken away from our cultural values and our tradition, and this is not to say that I'm Ghanaian, but I'm saying that as an African, we need to fight hard to keep our tradition. We can't let it to be influenced by outside.
So you would
forces.
say that your country of origin in Africa, you would not want them to you would want them to pass a bill like this. You would not
Absolutely,
want them to,
I'm all for it and more bills like this.
One more word from you before we move on, Starry. Why do you want to defend this bill?
Well, first of all, we're talking about human beings. Let's just take away the whole gay, LGBTQIA, whatever.
So you don't want to talk about these labels. You want to talk about humans. Okay, so what are these humans? Why are you defending these humans?
When I went to Ghana, right, and I've been to Ghana so many times, every single time I go, I'm treated like royalty compared to in America, right? The culture in Ghana is one of welcoming, of love. And I've had strangers invite me into their homes. They cooked me meals. It took them hours to do. And they've shown me so much love. And guess what? They never asked me if I was gay. They never cared if I was gay. Their hearts are pure and they see each other as souls rather than a foreigner or me. Maybe I'm not in your religion, or I come from a different background. But
so what did those interactions mean to you? What did they do for you? What are you telling us about those interactions?
I'm
with those
saying
people in Ghana?
Ghanaians see people as souls.
Okay, so
naturally,
you're saying
Ghanaian people are loving people. They don't look at you and judge you.
And you think they're not being loving right now?
I'm saying this is totally against Ghanaian culture.
Okay. So now, what can we do? What can the people in Ghana do? Because we can't vote on this. We can't vote on this bill. Those who can vote are those people living in Ghana. What solutions can you give them? So you know what? You both are saying, he's saying here that he's supportive of this bill because of this family values. But after hearing this, does it change your mind? And also you over here, you are talking about seeing these people as human and saying that this bill is not African.
Mm-mm.
And in fact that homosexuality is African, but it's not called homosexuality.
Mm-hmm.
So, what solutions can we arrive at?
I'll say we took away punishment for people advocating for gay persons.
Oh, so the 10 years for advocating for gay people, we should take that away.
Yeah.
Why do you think that? Are they not still gonna hurt the advocacy people? Are they not gonna hurt your cause?
Because somebody could be advocating for their mother.
Okay. So they could advocate for family. It could be
so,
personal.
So they don't deserve 10 years in prison.
I see what you're saying. Don't punish them for advocating with a personal person.
The reason that we have the punishment up to 5 years for actually being gay, I think is right because it aligns with the old bill that was passed in the 60s.
Oh yeah, that was 3 years. Now it's 5 years.
Now
you think it's good that it's 5 years now?
Yeah, because
what changed in from 60s to now?
There must be a little rise of more.
Oh, okay, I get. Okay.
So,
with the rise comes the squashing that.
So we got to give a little more harsh punishment.
I think we need to get rid of the bill completely.
The whole bill.
Yeah, I absolutely think this is a huge mistake. And it's
a mistake.
It would do more harm than good. First of all, there's really not that many gay people, right? How many gay people do you know? To the listeners out there, how many Ghanaian?
The Ghanaian listeners.
In Ghana, how many Ghanaian? How many?
Let us know in the comments how many gay people you know.
Yeah.
Okay, Ms. Dari. So the ones that are gay, how about we give them their own area to be?
Okay, so that's an interesting point of view.
I honestly think it's going to create more gay people.
How is it going to create more gay people?
It will. I can guarantee.
How is it going to create more gay people?
With the bill,
do you see that?
I see it scaring you straight.
So tell us about this more gay people. Tell us about this conspiracy we hear.
It goes back to the spirituality. Now, okay, so like as I mentioned before, you can have spiritual bonds with people. Right? God actually has these written already in your life journey. You're supposed to meet with certain people to accomplish certain goals in life. So you can feel this affection towards someone of the same sex. And now once people feel this, and they will feel it, now there's no cultural word. Because we've erased that now with this bill. There's no word within the Ghanaian or African culture that these people can use to describe this feeling and attraction towards the same sex. The only word they have now is homosexuality. So they're going to assume that they're gay because they don't know anything else. Their culture, their history, it has slowly been erased because of bills like the one that the colonizers brought and bills like this one.
Okay. So you're saying throw away the bill because it's erasing the culture.
And it will bring more gay people.
It will bring more gay people.
It will. It's going to.
Okay, just humor me here. What if they just say that I'm just gay and I want to be gay in Africa? What do you do then?
And then we create a area for them where have them have their own area where they can be.
That's a neighborhood utopia.
And comfortable to do what they want to do.
Okay. He's offering a neighborhood utopia. You taking that or not?
No, I don't believe ostracizing people, throwing people away, telling them they can't be part of the society, go somewhere else. That's not African values.
He's offering them a utopia. Okay.
That's not.
Okay.
We need to speak with these people. We actually need to understand them more before we put laws that are going to...
You talking about therapy?
Yeah.
You're going to get African people therapy?
Therapy is a terrible word that I don't like to use. It's more communication, understanding. You know, we live together with different tribes. We have different religions here. We have an understanding of togetherness and peace and the ability to just talk things out like we do on this show. We could just talk our whatever's on our chest. Because some of these people, right, in America at least I can tell you, are actually victims. So if that's the case in Ghana, right?
Okay, let me hold that thought there. They're victims of what?
A lot of them have actually suffered from being raped, being molested as children.
Do you think that there's African people who are gay because they've been molested? What do you think, Mr. Simple?
I can't say it's not because I don't know, everybody's circumstance. But at the end of
so
the day,
what do we do about those people who are then molested? Let's say we find out that some African people who are molested and they're gay. What do you want to do with them and the other gay people?
I'm all for therapy. I'm all for...
What type of therapy? You talking about the therapy she's talking about or what? What do you...
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with her on talking to people and sitting down and having a one-on-one or...
So for example, right,
therapy,
so the what's it called? The bill has a provision for conversion therapy.
Right.
where we take them, to a church or a place, for them to either admit to it or not. Do you think that's a good thing?
Before Christianity came into place, we had a place where if we feel like you stole something, would take you there and you make.
So you saying that could be seen as our form of punishment?
Conversion therapy is kind of like a form of that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Looking in your mirror.
I think we have to acknowledge that these people are souls. They're human beings just like you and I. And they've not done anything to hurt anyone. You don't have a personal problem with these people. It's not like they stole something from you or like punched you. Like they just exist as is. And why should anyone be considered a criminal for just existing as is? If anything, we actually have to reevaluate, how we view homosexuality and our culture and, how that intersects within society.
It's a very thin line between what you need and want.
There you have it, folks. Our panelists have spoken. Thank you to the witch doctor Starry, the one and only common man, Simple. Starry's solution to this problem is to get rid of the whole bill. The Ghanaian people do not need this bill, that's what she's saying. She's saying that they need to revalue themselves culturally, because apparently there is some homosexuality in their culture that they do not know of. And Simple's solution is to get rid of the punishment for advocacy for members of the LGBTQ community. What do you think, folks? Whose side are you on? Comment below. Like, dislike, and share to find out what side your friends are on. If you have suggestions for topics you would like to hear us talk about, reach out to us on social media. If you just want to talk type #speak your truth in the comment section and we'll respond to you.